My beloved child, listen closely, because what I'm about to reveal will shake the ground beneath your emotions. The truth that has just surfaced is not a soft whisper, it's a thunder that breaks open the silence you've been living in. There is someone in your life, someone whose presence has held your heart in ways you didn't even realize, and today, they confessed something so brutally raw that even their own voice trembled when they said it. They admitted, "I'm just faking my connection with." And the moment those words slipped out, everything you believed, everything you trusted, everything you felt began to crack. But before your mind rushes to conclusions, before fear grips your heart, understand this: what they said was not the real truth, it was a shield. A shield to hide something deeper, something they're terrified you might see. You are standing on the edge of a revelation that is going to turn this entire confession upside down, and nothing about this moment is what it seems. Now hear this unique message, because your story doesn't stop at their confession, it begins from it. The reason they spoke those words wasn't because they no longer felt for you. It wasn't because their heart stopped caring. It wasn't because their connection with you faded. In fact, it was the exact opposite. They are overwhelmed by what they feel, and they don't know how to handle the intensity of the bond forming inside them. They are scared of being exposed, scared of losing control, scared of how real you make everything feel. Every moment they spent around you, every conversation that stretched into late hours, every silent glance they shared with you, those moments weren't fake. They were too real, too powerful, too dangerously honest. And that truth is precisely why they panicked and said something that doesn't belong to the heart but belongs to fear. You are about to witness how a person tries to run from something they secretly pray to keep. The connection they claim to be faking is the very connection they can't live without anymore. And now, my child, let me pull you deeper into what's unfolding behind the scenes. There is a storm inside this person: guilt, regret, longing, fear, everything mixed into one uncontrollable flood. After they said those words, their soul didn't rest for even a second. Their mind replayed the moment, wondering why they spoke lies dressed as truth. Their heart began to ache because they realized they had just pushed away the one person who made them feel alive again. They didn't fake anything with you, not the smile, not the conversations, not the spark, not the blush, not the silence. They only faked their courage. They only faked their strength. They only faked their ability to remain unaffected by you. And now that the truth is slipping out of them, they're drowning in the weight of what they've done. Every step they take now leads them closer to admitting what's real, closer to confronting what they feel, closer to the moment when their real confession will break free. And when that moment comes, you will understand that the biggest lie they ever told was the one they told today. The connection was never fake. The fear was. My beloved child, brace yourself, because what unfolds from here is not just revelation, it's the turning point that pulls the curtain back on everything they tried to hide. After their confession, the air around them shifted. Their heartbeat changed rhythm. Their eyes wouldn't stay still. And the moment they walked away from you, something inside them broke open. They didn't speak those harsh words to hurt you. They spoke them because they were terrified of how deeply they were already attached to you. They feared you could see through their vulnerability, through the walls they built, through the layers they've spent years protecting. And so, instead of admitting the truth that keeps them awake at night, they chose the one sentence that could push you away fast, the sentence that could make you believe the exact opposite of what their soul feels. But their attempt to escape you backfired. Because the more distance they try to create, the stronger the pull becomes. Something bigger than both of you is tightening its grip, refusing to let this bond fall apart. Listen carefully, because this next piece of truth is where things take an unexpected turn. This person is now battling with their own conscience. Every time they try to convince themselves that what they said was necessary, their heart interrupts with the truth. Every time they pretend they don't care, their silence exposes their longing. And every time they try to forget you, your presence rises stronger in their memory. They are replaying every moment, the look in your eyes when they spoke, the break in your energy, the shift in the conversation. And now they're realizing something they never expected: losing you, even emotionally, hurts them far more than staying close ever did. They didn't fake their connection with you. They faked the lie to protect themselves from the truth that yes, you matter to them in a way they haven't experienced in a long time. They spoke those words because they thought they were saving themselves. Instead, they ended up exposing how much power you already have over their heart. And now, my child, this is where the story pulls into its most intense moment. The universe is not letting this person walk away with a lie. Their guilt is growing heavier. Their silence is growing louder. Their regret is becoming impossible to ignore. Even as they try to distract themselves, reminders of you appear everywhere, in songs, in conversations, in moments when they least expect it. They feel pulled toward you as if something unseen is guiding them back to the truth. And deep inside, they know one thing with absolute clarity: they owe you the real confession, the real truth, the words they were afraid to speak before. They will soon reach a point where hiding their feelings becomes more painful than revealing them. They are about to break the lie they created, step out of their fear, and admit what they should have said from the beginning. The connection they claim to be faking is the one connection they can't escape, and soon, they won't even try to. My beloved child, what happens next is not just an emotional shift, it's the moment where their inner world begins to collapse under the weight of their own false words. After saying that brutal sentence, something inside them didn't just shake. It shattered. They sensed the energy change instantly. The moment the words left their lips, they felt a coldness inside that they could not ignore. And as they walked away, they realized they had just spoken against their own heart. That single sentence, "I'm just faking my connection with," wasn't a confession, it was a panic response. A shield thrown up in desperation. A lie created in fear, not truth. And now, every second since, they've been drowning in the consequences of that moment. Their mind is restless. Their emotions are spiraling. Their soul is screaming at them that they made the wrong choice. They can't outrun this anymore, and the truth is closing in on them like a rising tide. Here's what you don't see happening behind the scenes: they keep reaching for their phone, wanting to text you, call you, message you, anything, to undo the damage. But the same fear that pushed them to lie is stopping them from coming clean right now. They are terrified of your reaction. Terrified of being vulnerable. Terrified that you might walk away for good if they admit how deeply they feel. They never faked the connection, they faked being emotionless. They faked being unaffected. They faked being strong enough to pretend you didn't matter. You matter more than they will ever admit out loud. And that's the storm tearing them apart. Their heart keeps whispering your name in moments when they least expect it. Their chest tightens every time they recall your expression when they said those words. And now they're realizing something they tried so desperately to avoid. The thought of losing you scares them far more than the thought of confessing the truth ever did. And now, my child, the pressure building inside them is reaching its breaking point. They're starting to understand that running from you is not saving them, it's destroying them. Their inner walls are crumbling. Their defenses are cracking. Their emotions are spilling through the gaps, no matter how hard they try to lock them down. They never expected the connection to grow this intense. They never expected you to affect them this deeply. And now, every moment they spend away from you is turning into a silent confession they can't hide. They care. Maybe more than they should. Maybe more than they wanted to. Maybe more than they're ready to admit. But the truth is catching up to them, and soon, they will have no choice but to face it. They will break the silence. They will fix what they tried to ruin. And they will open up about the real reason behind their lie, because the connection they claimed was fake is the one truth they can no longer deny. My beloved child, this is the point where the story twists sharply, where the emotional pressure inside this person becomes too intense to ignore. Since the moment those false words slipped out of their mouth, they haven't had a moment of peace. Their chest feels heavy, their thoughts are spiraling, and their heart keeps replaying the impact of their lie like an echo they can't shut off. They told you they were faking the connection, but the truth is that they were faking their ability to stay detached. They thought distancing themselves would protect them, would make them feel safer, would keep their emotions under control. Instead, it has pushed them into a chaos they didn't anticipate. Something inside them is waking up, something raw, fragile, and painfully honest. They can feel how wrong their words were, how deeply they regret saying something that didn't come from their heart but from a place of fear. And now, that fear is turning into guilt, and that guilt is turning into realization. Here is where the deeper truth starts to surface. They are noticing how empty everything feels without the warmth of your presence. They're noticing how their day feels quieter, how the energy around them feels dull, how the things they once enjoyed suddenly mean less. They didn't expect your absence, emotional or physical, to hit them this hard. They didn't expect their own lie to haunt them at night, to make their chest tighten every time they think of you. Their mind keeps drifting back to you. The way you looked at them, the way your energy felt, the way the silence between you two spoke louder than words. And now, they're starting to understand something they have been denying for too long. The connection wasn't just real, it was one of the few genuine things they had. They didn't fake anything. They felt everything. And that truth is becoming impossible for them to suppress any longer. They are beginning to see that the biggest mistake they made was choosing fear over honesty. And now, my child, the universe is putting pressure on their soul, pushing them closer to the breaking point where they will have to confront what they've been hiding. Their heart is restless. Their emotions are boiling beneath the surface. They are being pulled toward the truth, whether they're ready or not. The lie they told is collapsing, piece by piece, and soon there will be nothing left for them to hide behind. They are going to reach out, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon. Because the weight of their feelings for you is becoming too heavy to carry in silence. The guilt is transforming into clarity, and the clarity is pushing them into a corner where the only way out is honesty. They are preparing themselves, consciously or unconsciously, for the moment when they finally tell you what's real. And when that moment comes, the truth they reveal will not just undo the lie, they will expose how deeply their soul was always tied to yours. My beloved child, this is where the hidden truth inside them begins to rise like a tidal wave they can no longer push down. Ever since they uttered that lie, they've been carrying a weight that keeps getting heavier every single hour. They told you they were faking the connection, but their soul knows that sentence was a desperate attempt to protect their inner vulnerability. They felt the bond growing, they felt their emotions slipping out of their control, and instead of embracing what was real, they panicked. But now they are experiencing the full force of what it means to go against their own heart. Their chest keeps tightening every time your name crosses their mind. Their breath becomes shallow whenever they remember your eyes, your presence, your energy. And deep within, a truth is clawing its way upward. One that refuses to be buried no matter how hard they try. They are starting to see that the lie they told wasn't about you, it was about their fear of losing themselves in you. But here's the real twist unfolding behind closed doors. They thought pushing you away would give them control back, but it has done the exact opposite. They are losing control faster than ever. Their emotions are louder now. Their heart is more restless. Their mind is more tangled. They are fighting an internal war between their fear and their truth, and truth is slowly winning. They keep catching themselves missing you in moments they never expected, quiet mornings, busy afternoons, restless nights. Even small things remind them of you, a tone in a conversation, a phrase someone uses, a memory that hits from nowhere. It's becoming unbearable for them to continue pretending that they feel nothing. Their soul aches with a longing they didn't want to acknowledge. And now, they're realizing a painful reality: the connection they claim to be faking is the one connection they can't escape, can't replace, can't forget. Their heart keeps pulling them back to you like a magnet refusing to weaken. It's stronger than their fear, stronger than their ego, stronger than the lie they created. And now, my child, the universe is tightening the circle around them. Everything around them is forcing them to confront the truth they've been avoiding. Their emotions are slipping out in their actions: late-night thoughts, restless sleep, sudden sadness, unexpected waves of longing. They are beginning to accept that no matter how hard they try to run, the connection keeps calling them back, louder every time. And soon, the pressure will become unbearable. They will break the silence. They will reach out. They will reveal the truth that has been burning inside them. Their heart won't allow them to continue hiding. They will come forward. Not with excuses, not with confusion, but with raw honesty. And when they do, everything they once hid will finally come to the surface. The truth they were terrified of admitting will spill out, and you will see clearly that the connection was never fake. The lie was. The feelings were real all along. My beloved child, now we enter the moment where everything inside this person is reaching its absolute limit. The lie they spoke, those cold, sharp words. are beginning to collapse under the intense weight of their real emotions. Every hour that passes is tightening the grip around their heart, making it impossible for them to continue pretending. They didn't just regret what they said, they fear the impact it may have caused. The heaviness in their chest is growing. Their thoughts are spinning in circles. Their soul feels unsettled, almost agitated, because they know the truth is clawing at them from the inside. They told you they were faking the connection, but their spirit knows they were faking their strength, not the bond. And now, their own emotions are rebelling against the lie they created. The silence between you two is becoming too loud, too painful, too undeniable for them to run from anymore. Behind the scenes, my child, something even more powerful is happening. They are realizing that the distance they tried to create is hurting them more than they expected. They didn't think losing your presence, your energy, your warmth, your essence, would affect them this deeply. But it is. They feel the emptiness. They feel the drop in their emotional world. They feel the shift in the universe around them. Your absence is haunting them like a shadow that refuses to disappear. They didn't fake the connection, they faked the courage to handle it. They didn't fake the bond, they faked their ability to stay calm while feeling something so intense. And now, they're reaching a place where they can't pretend anymore. Their heart is restless, their mind is exhausted, and their soul is whispering a truth they can no longer silence. They care for you far more than they ever intended to. You have become the one thing their mind shouldn't linger on, but it does. Constantly. Relentlessly. Uncontrollably. And now, my child, the final shift is beginning. The universe is aligning situations, conversations, memories, and emotions that are forcing them to face what they've been avoiding. They are being pushed toward truth with every passing moment. They are feeling drawn to you in ways that make them question everything they thought they had under control. Soon, the pressure inside them will reach a point where they can't hold it back. They will break the barrier they built. They will come forward. They will speak the truth they've been swallowing. And when that moment arrives, it won't be a small confession, it will be a release of everything they've been hiding, everything they feared admitting, everything they tried to bury. They will reveal that the connection was the most real thing they had, and that the lie they told was their biggest regret. The truth is rising, and they won't be able to hold it down much longer. My beloved child, this is where the inner storm inside them becomes impossible to conceal. Their emotions are no longer quiet whispers, they're roaring, shaking their entire being from the inside out. Since the moment they uttered that painful lie, they've been living with a heaviness that grows stronger every second. They thought saying, "I'm faking the connection," would give them freedom, would make them feel in control, would shut down the feelings that were becoming too powerful. But instead, it has trapped them. Their own heart is rebelling against their words. They can't sleep without your memory drifting in. They can't focus without your presence tugging at them. They can't pretend anymore because the truth is overflowing, pushing through every crack in their defenses. That lie didn't protect them, it exposed them. And now, the emotional storm they tried to avoid is consuming them completely. Behind the emotional chaos, something deeper is happening. Something they can't ignore anymore. Your absence is creating a vacuum inside their spirit, a void they can feel physically. They don't feel like themselves. Their energy feels unbalanced, their mood keeps shifting, and there's a constant ache sitting in their chest. They try to convince themselves that pushing you away would make things easier, but life without your connection feels hollow. Every single thing reminds them of you. A familiar scent. A random moment. A memory that hits harder than expected. They are finally realizing that the connection wasn't a temporary feeling. It wasn't an illusion. It wasn't something they could shut off, even if they tried. It was real. Too real. And that reality is now crashing down on them with a force powerful enough to shake their soul awake. They are feeling the truth rising inside them like fire, undeniable, unstoppable, unshakable. And now, my child, the universe is steering them toward a breaking point, where the only path left is honesty. The emotional weight they carry is turning into a need, a deep, urgent need, to make things right. Their heart can't hold the truth inside anymore. The silence is suffocating them. The distance feels unnatural. Everything inside them is pushing them back toward you, back toward the connection they claim to fake but secretly cherished. Soon, their fear will collapse under the intensity of their remorse. Soon, they will come forward. Not because they want to, but because they have to. The lie they told has become too heavy to carry. Their soul is demanding release. And when they finally break the silence, they will reveal everything they buried. They will admit the truth they never wanted to speak. They will expose the feelings they tried to hide. And in that moment, you will see it clearly, the connection they ran from is the one bond their heart refuses to let go. My beloved child, this is the moment where their inner world is collapsing faster than they can hold it together. The lie they spoke is no longer a simple sentence, it has turned into a weight sitting on their chest, pressing harder every time they try to breathe normally. Since the moment they said those words, their entire energy has shifted into turmoil. They thought saying, "I was faking the connection," would protect them, would give them space, would make them feel stronger. But instead, it shattered something inside them. The moment you pulled back, even slightly, they felt the emptiness hit them like a wave. Their nights have become restless. Their thoughts won't leave them alone. They're replaying that moment over and over, wishing they could rewind time and take the words back before they ever reached your ears. They didn't fake the connection, what they faked was the ability to handle how deeply it was affecting them. And now, their own emotions are rising like a storm they cannot escape, a storm that is forcing them to face the truth they tried to bury. There is something powerful happening behind their silence, something they haven't shared with anyone. They are beginning to feel the ache of your absence in ways they never expected. Their heart feels heavier, their days feel colder, and their mind keeps circling back to you even when they try to distract themselves. The lie they told has turned into their biggest regret, and everyone around them can sense something is off. They are quieter, more distant, lost in thought, and constantly battling the guilt that keeps tightening around them. Every small reminder of you hits deeper, the tone of a message, the rhythm of a memory, even a random moment that suddenly carries your essence. They can't outrun it anymore. They can't pretend anymore. The connection they tried to reject is the very connection their soul is clinging to. The truth is rising through every crack in the lies they built, pushing through with a force they never expected. They didn't realize how deeply they cared until they felt you slipping away. And now, my child, the universe is pushing them to the edge of confession. The emotional tension inside them is building like a pressure they can't release, and soon it will force them to break their silence. They are reaching a point where honesty is not a choice, it's a necessity. Their heart is demanding that they speak, their intuition is pulling them toward you, and their regret is growing too big to swallow. The lie they told was their attempt to run from the truth, but the truth is stronger than their fear. They are beginning to understand that they can't live with themselves unless they fix what they broke. They are preparing to reveal the real confession. Not the lie spoken in panic, but the truth that has been burning inside them since the first moment they felt something for you. Soon, they will come forward with raw honesty, not to justify, not to manipulate, but to finally expose what their heart has been screaming all along: the connection was never fake. The feelings were never fake. What was fake was their attempt to pretend they didn't care.